Yo, what is up, dudes? We are back with another gameplay review. This one is going to be a survivor game, and this is the first game that involves the plague that we've ever done on the channel so far. It's going to be a survivor against the plague, so it should be pretty fun. It's a Haddonfield game, and you know what? I'll spare you the details. We'll find out in a second. Let's just hop right in. Let's go. All right, guys. This is another review. We're going to be doing a survivor game. This is on PC. This is at rank 8, so it's around the purple ranks, and you're playing Bill on Haddonfield, and I guess you're checking the offering screen or something, I'm not sure. No one burnt an offering for this map, so you just got really lucky because you're running Balanced Landing, and Balanced Landing on Haddonfield is kind of like the most insane shit in the world, so I'm pretty interested to see how this game goes. Anyway, you just seen the killer. It's a plague. We can already tell by the fountain on the road, but there she is. She's chasing you. Oh, these frames are not the greatest, but that's okay. We're going to stick through it anyway. She's chasing you. Okay, so, like, you're not really looking behind you, but it's okay. She's kind of just missing all of her puke. I mean, this is good of you that you keep, like, going behind walls every time she goes to puke. That's really good. But you're not really looking behind you very well, but it's okay. It's all right. Making do. She's you're doing a good job of looping here. She keeps going for puke, so you can just keep looping. Like, if she keeps going to puke on you, you can just keep looping. Oh, you should have just kept looping. Instead, you kind of run back at her and throw the pallet, and now you're kind of just getting puked on. I'm not sure what you're doing right here. You're kind of fucking up, bud. Okay, like here you can just keep looping, man. Like, she's obviously like puking at the pallet every time. Like, this is, for the record, this is way the wrong way to play Plague. Like, in a situation like this, you don't want to just keep going for pukes over and over again, getting like a little bit at a time and a little bit at a time. Like, once you get them initially sick, you should probably just go for M1 hits, unless they're like really brain dead and just kind of like running in a straight line. But if you're like at a pallet that's safe like this, like sitting there and going for pukes over and over again is pretty pointless. Like, you might as well just go for M1s and force the pallet throws. Because if you wanted to here, if you'd like, you kind of fucked up, but if you would have played it smarter, you could have just kept looping this, because she was just going for pukes over and over again. Like, right here, you could have just kept going. Like, you kind of like, you double back way too early. I think you like started to go this way, and then you didn't see a red light for like a split second, and you were like, oh fuck, gotta turn around. That was way too fast though. Like, you could have kept going. Like, I get what you were looking out for. You were like looking out for her turning around, but you just turned around way too fast. And also here, this is also kind of like, I get that you're kind of memeing, you're like crouching and pointing at the pallet and shit. But if we're gonna, like, you know, the whole point of this series is to point out the shit that you can do better, right? So like right here, you kind of like run back at the pallet, get puked on a little bit. And then you even like come crouch in front of the pallet again, and she's already like halfway through the break animation. So like she's almost done breaking this, and you're like really fucking close. You're like real close. What you should be doing instead here, let me like play this a little bit, is you should be standing right about here. Like, you should be standing right about here and then keeping an eye on the pallet, okay? If she doesn't break the pallet and she tries to like go around, then you can just, you know, run back to the pallet because it's safe, and you can vault it if she comes too close and blah blah blah. But that way, if she does start breaking the pallet, you already have a huge head start, right? Like, you already have this much distance on her. Plus, the second she starts breaking it, you're gone. Like, if you were here whenever she started breaking this pallet, you'd be like up here somewhere by now. But instead, you're like right here, and she's like already done breaking it, so she's gonna have some good distance on you already. So that's just like a big positioning mistake. Kind of think of it like stealing a base in baseball, right? How like people that are trying to steal a base in baseball kind of get like a head start. You know what I mean? Like, they position themselves a little bit off the base to get a head start. That's kind of the same thing. You know, you like you want to position yourself in a way where you're safe, to where if she tries to catch you out, you can still just run back to the safety of the pallet. But, you know, if she does break it, you know, you have like a little bit of a head start. Anyway, because you didn't get enough of a head start, she just like easily catches up to you. Also, you don't look behind you this whole time either, which is really sketchy. Like, you should be looking behind you right now to see where she is, because you could have maybe done like a fake vault here or something. Like, you could have tried something here, but you don't even look behind you. You kind of just run, and then she just catches up to you and grabs you. So yeah, I would say try to work on looking behind you and chase as well. She chucks you on a hook, and she's gonna go. Oh, those guys just failed a skill check. Yikes. Well, we know where she's going. She's going right down yonder way, that's for sure. She's going right down to that basement. Um. Anyway, yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm saying this constantly in every gameplay review that I ever do of Survivor, but you got to work on looking behind you and chase. It's such an important thing in this game. It's so huge. Like, I know it's not necessarily easy to like run around maps while looking behind you, but like you got to get used to, you know, seeing what's in front of you and then turning your camera around to see where the killer is, and then looking in front of you again, and kind of like rotating your camera back and forth between looking in front of you and behind you, right? Because you need to like see where you're going so you're not running into walls and shit, but you also need to keep an eye on the killer at the same time. So you should be able to just switch back and forth between the two mid-run, you know? Like, if you even want to just practice doing that just in the wide open to like get better used to it, it might not hurt, you know? Anyway, let me get back on track. You get unhooked. And she's like right over here, right? Like you knew she ran over here. So you choose to run close, especially now you see her with alert. Like you're running alert, so you see her breaking this. We never really talked about your build, by the way. I mean, it's pretty solid. Balanced landing is a really good exhaustion perk. This map in particular makes it amazing. Like it's super good on this map. We're gonna live forever is obviously just for farming blood points. Adrenaline is probably one of the best perks in the game. And alert is pretty okay. You can make pretty good use of it. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible. It's interesting. I mean, survivors you can get away with running pretty much whatever, but it's an interesting build. Either way, you see her with alert here, and then she's even like coming up to you, and you like she's clearly coming back to the hook, and you're still. I don't know why you're doing this. I don't know why you're cleansing here. She's like on her way back. You kind of hide by the pallet. Okay, she might be leaving. Okay, touche, touche, touche. That was kind of dangerous, because if she would have came over, she could have just tunneled you to death, and you might have been out of this game in like 2 seconds. But hey, touche, man. You got massive balls, so you went and you cleanse like right near. So then you cleanse. I will say, I don't really know how much I want to get into this, but there is definitely a strategy against Plague. It really is only viable, I think, if you're in like a 4-man survive with friends, though. But I've seen people do it solo queue in high ranks. Where nobody cleanses, basically. Like, you just let yourself stay sick. Everybody stays sick. You just stay broken all game. All 4 players just stay broken, and you just do gens. That way, you're not because the Plague's major strength is her corrupt puke, right? If you never cleanse, then you never give her corrupt puke. So you can kind of just never cleanse, and then it just makes her an M1 killer that one-shot downs everyone, right? Which you can deal with if you're good and confident. I've seen it done a lot at high ranks, although I would not recommend doing it in either low ranks or if you're with solo queue people. Like generally, if I'm solo queuing, what I'll do is I won't cleanse right away, but if anybody else cleanses, like if I hear anyone else cleansing, like if any one of my teammates cleanses, then I'll cleanse too, you know? Because at that point, she obviously has a corrupt fountain and she's going to be able to use it, so there's no point in not cleansing, but it's definitely an option. I don't expect other people to do that. It's kind of ridiculous to ask of people to do that. So I don't know. I just thought I would bring it up because it's definitely a common thing I've been seeing lately, and you can try to do it in solo queue, but the second anybody cleanses, everyone's gonna cleanse. So like you were the first one to cleanse there, which means now everybody's gonna cleanse for the rest of the match, which is fine. You know what I mean? That's fine. Because if it wasn't you, I'm sure one of your teammates probably would. Anyway, that dude gets down across the map. You hop on Gen. Is there Hex Ruin? Did you get a skill check? I don't even remember. I don't think we've seen yet, have we? I don't think we've even seen a skill check this whole time. Oh, and he fucking rage quits. Big shocker. Dude, I'm telling you, DBD in 2019, man, it is rough. It is rough out there lately, dude. It's like every game someone gets down and just fucking rage quits like a pussy, dude. Sucks, man. Fucking sucks. I feel bad for you, dude. I feel bad for you because I know the struggle happens to me like every game too. Anyway, the plate comes down here. You leave. That was a nice vault. You barely got it. You're just going to get the fuck out of dodge, which is pretty smart. Gonna slow vault that because it seems like she lost you. She kicked the gen is what that was. That was her kicking the gen. So you can see her dicking around down there. I think she puked on it too. So you're gonna fuck off and come do this gen over here, which is smart. So you're just giving up on that gen. You're like, all right, you win. I'm gonna do this one. She doesn't have ruins, so that's good. You come do this generator, which is also in a pretty good spot. Keep in mind that you have balanced landing. So like, if you can find a generator that's like in a building, it's fucking ridiculous. This map is insane with balanced landing. Like the main building, like there's like a building right up there. That's it's like the main building. It's like Myers' house or whatever. And it's insane with balance landing. So if there's a gen in there, you can feel free to work on that, and you're basically safe forever. Like, it's nuts. She just grabbed her corrupt puke. That's what that, like, ding was. So you're going to be extra cautious, which is smart. You don't want to fuck with her while she has her corrupt shit. This is really smart of you. I like this. Keep in mind, if you're playing against Plague and you ever hear her grab her corrupt puke, she has 60 seconds. Well, with no add-ons, it's 60 seconds. So keep in mind, you have 60 seconds where you have to play fucking carefully. Because if she chases you while she has that shit, unless she's really fucking bad, she's gonna down you. Like, she will down you. It's really easy to get downs with it. So that was really smart of you to, like, bail, play stealthy, come over here and do this gen. This Jake comes in to join you, which is nice. You guys are gonna get this gen done, too. This Plague is actually getting shit on. Like, she's doing nothing. You guys only have one gen left. Here, she's close. You just fucking fast vault and get out of there. She's right there. You might want to go. Her corrupt puke's out, so that's good. You're gonna vault that, get bounce landing, zoom out of here. You're gonna vault this. This is really like good looping of this building. You can loop that building really well with bounce landing, and you did, and then you bailed. That's really smart, really good plays. You played that really well. You looked behind you just enough that you could see where the killer was, and then you kept running, so that was really good. I mean, you're playing this fucking fantastically. I don't like. How's this go wrong? Does this go wrong? Do you just escape? What game am I reviewing right now? Whoa, frames. She comes, but then she chases that Jake away, and she completely ignores you on the generator, which is really weird, considering there's only one generator left. You'd really think that she would want to protect that generator rather than just leaving. But maybe she just didn't see you? I don't know. Either way, she chases the Jake away. He gets down pretty quickly, so that's pretty unlucky. But what are you going to do? You're still working on this gen, though. You're about halfway done, so you can maybe just finish it. Oh, she gets the hook, and she's already coming over your way, though. Dude has Kindred. I'm not sure where your teammate is. She definitely saw you, right? Yeah, she saw you. All right, she's going to puke on you. Still going to puke on you. Oh, shit, you got adrenaline. Get the hell out of there. Go, 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 go. You got 5 seconds worth of speed, and you got kind of out of there. You're going to vault that window. Good job keeping your eye on her again. Okay, good, 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 good. Good job getting a fast vault there, too. I want to talk about this for people that don't really understand this, because this is really good. I like pointing out, like, the good things that people do in these reviews, too. It's not all about just critiquing negatively. Like, right here, you do a really good job of keeping an eye on her. She's coming around. Okay. The important thing here, let me try see if I can get this at like the perfect. You know what? I want to try to get the best angle for the sake of drawing. Okay. If you want to fast vault this window, right? Like, so she goes this way, and you know that she's coming around like this, right? Like, that's the way that the killer's coming, right? So you want to vault this window right here. Okay. Now the way fast vaults work is that if you just like hug this fence and then press spacebar, you'll like medium vault this, right? You're not gonna fast vault it. To get a fast vault, you have to come at the window at like as much of a perpendicular angle. So like for instance, like 2 lines, like this is parallel, right? This is perpendicular, right? So like if this is the window, you don't want to come from like this angle. You know, you want to come from this angle, or at least as much as this angle as possible. Like realistically, like to get a fast vault, like say like this is a window. To get a fast vault, there's probably like it's probably like that. Like as long as you come from anywhere within this angle, I know you might not be able to tell what the hell is going on, but like that, like I'm pretty sure like anything within that angle ish should be a fast vault. Whereas anything outside of that. So, like, coming from, like, this way would be a slow vault. Coming from this way, sorry, not a slow vault, a medium vault. Basically, you want to get the angle as close to perpendicular as possible. Obviously, it might not always be perfectly 90 degrees, but, like, as close as possible to perpendicular. And you also need to get a slight running head start. So, like, at least, like, a 1 or 2 meter head start. So, it's really smart that you, like, what you do is you come out and then in, which is really smart. That's what you want to do here. Like, if you were to just run straight to this window from where you are, you would get a medium vault for sure, and then you'd probably get hit. But because you're smart, and instead you come out and then in, it guarantees a fast vault. And fast vaults are Really good. They're really strong. They really give you a lot more like iframes. It's so good to learn how to get fast vaults in situations like this as a survivor. So keep that in mind. So you come out and then in and you get the fast vault. She misses. See, like she would have hit you there if you medium vaulted. So good shit, dude. Good shit. Then you run away. You should still have a pallet here to use. Yep. You're gonna keep running. She's oh, fuck, she has NOED. Wait, you actually you find out about NOED whenever you get injured from sickness? That's crazy. I actually never knew that. There's no pallet here, so you're gonna have to take this window. She caught up though because NOED plus bloodlust, so it feels bad. All right, well she has NOED. That's a bummer. Fuck, man. She caught up. You probably should have thrown that pallet back there because the whole time that she's been chasing you, she's been gaining bloodlust. So you kind of want to throw pallets to like force bloodlust to go away. Because if you can force her to kick a pallet, kicking a pallet breaks all bloodlust, right? So if you could have forced that pallet kick, you could have forced her bloodlust to be gone. But you punished her respect, which was good, but you should have ran right back to it and thrown it rather than going to like the next house. Because you basically were like, all right, let's just go to the next house, but she still had like bloodlust 2 probably, plus NOED, so she was fast as shit. And she just easily caught up to you. Whereas if you would have thrown the pallet and forced her to break it, she would have been, you know, no bloodlust, and you probably would have been fine to like loop that house a little bit. Well, we'll see if your team even comes to save you. I guess this is how this game goes badly, right? NOED. NOED is how all good games go badly. That's usually how it goes. This guy's gonna come save you though. Nice, nice. I think that you should run to Myers' house. I think you need to get to somewhere where your balanced landing is gonna be handy. You've had balanced landing this whole game and you've like not even used it like a single time. Like you're on the side of the road right now where there's like no, like if you get to that side of the road over there, there's like Myers' house. There should be another house that has 2. There might be like both. Okay, the way Haddonfields works is there's always Myers' house. There's always the house with the basement, and then there's 2 houses that have upstairs, right? Those 4 houses will always spawn. So I know the basement house was on this side of the road. I think every other house might have been on the other side of the road. So you should be going over there. But you're not. I mean, you're pretty far away from the killer now, so this is okay. It doesn't really matter whether you cleanse or don't cleanse because she has NOED right now, so there's really no point in even cleansing, honestly. Unless she maybe has the ultra rare, but there's really no way for you to know that. She sees you. That's fucking depressing. You're going to assume that she's going to run through the fence, which is probably a good assumption to make. Oh, feels bad, dude. I mean, that was just unlucky. I think you needed to, like, I think this was a case of bad positioning. I mean, you did try to go to the other side of the street, but I think it was too late at this point. Like, basically, like, okay, like, you have balanced landing, which makes it so that, like, half of the houses on this map are fucking safe as shit. So all you really needed to do was get to one. I mean, I guess you did try. You went, like, around the outside, and then she just happened to see you. It's just really unfortunate. I think this house might be the house that you can go inside of. So if you could have got inside here, it would have worked too. And this is also just really unlucky because you started running up here. I get your idea here, right? Like you started running up this way, and you assumed that the killer would be on this side of the fence running up to try to cut you off, right? So you figured, hey, I'll pull a fast one on this bitch, and I'll change back, and then she'll be running up there. You know what I mean? But she didn't fall for it. She either didn't fall for it, or maybe she heard you. I don't know. Or maybe she does have the ultra rare add-on. I'm not sure. But either way, you get caught and down. That's really a bummer. Okay, as much as I hate to say this, like if all you really care about is winning and you don't care about like the fun of the killer, if you're running balanced landing and you have Haddonfield, I would literally just find the houses that have the second floors like right off the bat, and then just like pretty much never leave them, honestly. Because they're basically like god houses. Like you could just run there at any point, and because of your balanced landing, you could just vault the top windows all the time, and you get no stun, and you're basically just Jesus, you know? You didn't go there a single time this entire match. Like you didn't use one of the houses a single time. So I at the beginning of this match, I was like, holy shit, Haddonfield with balanced landing. You're so fucking lucky. You're going to be a god on this map. And you literally didn't even get a chance to, like, you didn't even go to the other side of the street the whole match. You've been on this side of the road the entire match. So just kind of a bummer that you never got to use any of them. And also kind of a bummer that the killer had NOED, because that really limits your, you know, end game potential. You can't really like heal up or do anything because you're just going to get down with NOED. So that sucks. Also, your teammates never found Noed, and they kind of just bailed, so what are you going to do? You know what I mean? What are you going to do? Honestly, though, I think you played this match really well. I think this was just a case of, you know, Noed. Like, you did great up until the very end. That very first time you got hooked, you kind of fucked up. And I don't know what the hell this guy's doing. Jesus. That was, like, the worst play I've ever seen. Anyway. The very first time you got caught, whenever you were, like, fucking around on the pallet, was clearly a bad play. But you might have already known that was a bad play. I think you might have just been fucking around. The rest of the match, you played really well. You were doing a really good job of keeping right behind you on chases. You played smart and stealth whenever she got her corrupt puke. You were productive. You did gens. Like, you did fantastic. You were a very solid survivor teammate. Like, you were the kind of teammate I would love to have on my team. You played that really fucking smart and really well. It was just at the very end she happened to get Noed. You kind of fucked up at one point by not making her break a pallet. She did not have the ultra rare add-on, by the way. And yeah, man, it's kind of a bummer. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You played it really well. I mean, I really don't have much to say other than watch what you did in that first chase and don't do that again. Make sure you work on positioning, and maybe it's like map knowledge or something. I don't know, but I feel like if I were you and I got Haddonfield as this and I was running Balanced Landing, I would definitely be near the houses that had drops. I feel like you never really got to take advantage of the houses that had drops, you know? And it's also a bummer that this guy rage quit. So many fucking people just rage quit these days. It's so sad. Like, they get down to once and they just rage quit instantly. It's depressing. But either way, man, good gameplay. I enjoyed reviewing it. Thank you. There was a lot of things you did right, a lot of things you did wrong. Hopefully you guys can learn something from it. And thank you for submitting, man. That's it. I'm done. Yo, that's it for the review. Remember that you guys can submit your own footage for review by joining the Discord that is linked below, sending me a DM of a YouTube video that is unlisted of your footage. Make sure that the video quality is good so that it doesn't hurt our eyes to watch, and make sure that the game is bad so I have something to talk about. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys all for coming in, hanging out, watching. Hope you guys learned a thing or two, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good one. See you later. See ya. Have a good one. See ya.